The desperate proposal, a mining station, orbited the gas giant Helios Prime like a dying firefly, its emergency lights flickering against the cosmic void. Lieutenant Marcus Kane pressed his face against the observation deck's reinforced glass, watching enemy ships circle their position like predatory sharks. The Krex Empire had found them. How many? Asked Zara, her crystalline blue skin shimmering with anxiety patterns that Marcus had learned to read over the past 3 months. The Zephyrian engineer stood barely 5 feet tall, but her forearms worked with mechanical precision even under pressure. 12 destroyer-class vessels, Marcus replied, his weathered face grim. We've got maybe 6 hours before they breach. The station's defenses. Zara's large violet eyes reflected the distant explosions outside. Her people were pacifists by nature, brilliant engineers and scientists who had never developed military technology. When the Krex Empire began their expansion into Zephyrian space, her species had been helpless against the brutal invasion. Marcus, she said quietly, her voice carrying the musical tone that made all Zephyrians sound like they were singing. There is something I must tell you, something my people have kept secret. Marcus turned from the window, noting the way her skin patterns shifted from blue to deep purple, a sign of determination among her kind. What is it? We possess technology that could change everything, but it requires 2 species to operate. Biological compatibility that we have never found. She paused, her 4 hands clasping together. Until now. The human raised an eyebrow. What kind of technology? A consciousness bridge. It allows 2 beings to share thoughts, reflexes, even physical capabilities temporarily. My people discovered it centuries ago, but we could never find another species with compatible neural patterns. Her eyes met his. Humans are the first. Marcus felt the weight of her words. You're talking about some kind of mind link? More than that. Complete neural synchronization. Your tactical knowledge, your combat experience, combined with my technical expertise and our advanced engineering. Together, we could control systems that normally require dozens of operators. Outside, another explosion rocked the station. Emergency. Alarms blared as the Krex ships moved closer, their weapons charging for the final assault. There's a catch, isn't there? Marcus asked. Zara's skin shifted to a deep crimson, embarrassment and vulnerability. The process requires complete trust, complete ... intimacy. The neural bridge forms, strongest connections through physical and emotional bonding. It's why my people could never achieve it alone. Marcus understood. She was offering herself as a partner in the most literal sense. Her mind, her body, her very essence merged with his to create something greater than either could achieve alone. How long do we have? He asked. The preparation takes 2 hours. The connection, once established, lasts as long as we maintain physical contact. Marcus looked at the approaching fleet, then at the brave Zephyrian, who had just offered him everything she had to save both their peoples. Then we'd better get started. The neural bridge, the chamber deep within the mining station, hummed with Zephyrian technology that Marcus had never seen before. Crystalline formations grew from the walls like living circuits, pulsing with soft blue light. Zara moved between them with practiced grace, her 4 arms adjusting configurations with the precision of a master craftsman. The neural bridge requires complete honesty, she explained, her voice echoing in the chamber. Any deception, any held-back emotion or thought will cause the connection to fail. It's why my people have never achieved it with outsiders. Marcus watched as she activated ancient devices, their surfaces covered in symbols that seemed to shift and change as he looked at them. What exactly will happen to us? We become one consciousness with 2 bodies. Your memories become mine. Mine become yours. Your instincts, your training, your human adaptability, all of it merges with my technical knowledge and our engineering capabilities. She paused, her skin showing swirls of nervous energy. We will know each other completely. The human soldier had faced death countless times, but this was different. This was vulnerability on a level he had never experienced. And after, when the connection ends, we return to ourselves, but we will always carry pieces of each other. It's why Zephyrians consider this the ultimate bonding, more intimate than any physical relationship. Outside, the station shuddered as Krek's weapons tested their defenses. Time was running out. Zara approached him, her violet eyes reflecting both fear and determination. Marcus, I need you to know something. I didn't choose you randomly. Over these months, working together, Eve, I've come to care for you. Not just as an ally, but as... I know, Marcus said softly, reaching out to touch her face. Her skin was warm, almost electric against his palm. I feel it too. That's why this will work. She smiled, an expression that transformed her alien features into something achingly beautiful. Then let us begin. The process was unlike anything Marcus had ever experienced. As Zara's technology interfaced with their nervous systems, he felt his consciousness expand, stretch, and suddenly merge with another mind entirely. He gasped as Zephyrian memories flooded through him. The beauty of her homeworld, the terror of the Krek's invasion, the loneliness of being one of the few survivors. At the same time, he felt Zira experiencing his memories, military campaigns, the loss of his squad on Proxima Station, the determination that had kept him fighting when others would have given up. But more than memories, they shared instincts. Marcus felt his tactical mind merge with Zara's engineering brilliance, creating something new. He could see technical solutions with her eyes, while she understood combat strategies with his experience. It's working, Zara whispered, but her voice seemed to come from inside his head as much as from her lips. I can feel your thoughts, your training, the way you see patterns in chaos. Marcus nodded, feeling her forearms as if they were his own limbs. When she reached for a control panel, he instinctively knew what she was doing, his mind supplying tactical applications for her technical solutions. The station's defense grid, he said, their combined consciousness already formulating a plan. We can turn it into something the Kreks have never seen. Yes, Zara agreed, her excitement flowing through their shared bond. Human unpredictability combined with Zephyrian precision. They won't know what hit them. Together, they moved to the station's central command center, their merged consciousness controlling systems that had required entire crews to operate. The Kreks Empire was about to learn why humans were the galaxy's most dangerous species. The impossible defense, the command center transformed around them as Marcus and Zara's merged consciousness took control. Through their neural bridge, they operated dozens of systems simultaneously, their combined minds processing information at speeds that would have been impossible for either species alone. Krek's attack pattern Alpha 7, Marcus thought, and instantly Zara understood, her engineering knowledge adapting the station's defenses to counter the specific formation. They're using their standard asteroid belt assault strategy. Then, we give them something non-standard, Zara responded through their link, her forearms dancing across control panels while Marcus handled tactical coordination. Mining lasers can be overcharged to military-grade weapons. The first Krek's destroyer moved into range, its massive bulk bristling with weapons designed to crack planetary defenses. But as it approached, the mining station's industrial equipment activated in ways its builders never intended. Cargo manipulators online, Zara announced, her technical expertise flowing through their shared consciousness, converting them to gravitational projectile systems. Marcus felt her knowledge merge with his tactical training, creating solutions that neither could have conceived alone. The station's mining equipment began hurling asteroids with pinpoint accuracy, while overcharged industrial lasers carved through enemy hulls like butter. Impossible, came the transmission from the Krex fleet commander. "Mining stations don't have military capabilities." "They do now," Marcus replied, his voice carrying Zara's musical tones due to their neural link. Through their connection, he felt her satisfaction at the confusion in the enemy's voice. The second wave of Krex ships approached more cautiously, but Marcus and Zara were ready. Their merged consciousness had already identified the weak points. In Krex ship design, information from Zara's technical databases combined with Marcus's combat experience. Atmospheric processors, Zara thought, and Marcus immediately understood. We can create localized electromagnetic pulses. Targeting their sensor arrays, Marcus added, his tactical mind meshing perfectly with her engineering solutions. Blind them, then hit them with everything we've got. The battle became a symphony of destruction, orchestrated by their combined consciousness. Every mining tool, every industrial system, every piece of civilian equipment on the station was weaponized. Through their shared expertise, the Krex ships, designed to fight conventional military forces, had no answer for the creative chaos of human ingenuity merged with Zephyrian precision. How are they doing this? Another Krex commander transmitted, his voice filled with fear and confusion. "Sir," his subordinate replied, "our tactical computers can't predict their next move. They're using systems in ways that shouldn't be possible." Marcus felt Zara's amusement through their link. "They think in terms of designed purposes," she thought. "They don't understand that humans see potential in everything." "And Zephyrians know how to unlock that potential," Marcus added, their merged consciousness already formulating their next move. The third wave of Krex ships tried to retreat, but it was too late. Marcus and Zara had turned the entire mining station into a fortress of impossible weapons. Industrial fabricators created hunter-killer drones from spare parts, while mining tunnels became launch bays for improvised missiles. "This is Krex fleet." Commander Vorthik came a desperate transmission. "What are your terms?" Through their neural bridge, Marcus and Zara shared a moment of triumph. They had done the impossible, turned a civilian mining station into a military fortress that had defeated an entire Krex assault fleet. "The terms are simple," Marcus replied, his voice carrying the authority of their combined consciousness. "You leave Zephyrian space. You leave human space. And you tell your empire that Earth and Zephyria are now allies." The surviving Krex ships began their retreat, but Marcus and Zara both knew this was only the beginning. Their successful defense had proven something remarkable, that humans and Zephyrians together could achieve things neither species could accomplish alone. The galactic revelation news of the mining station's impossible victory spread through the galaxy like wildfire. Within days, representatives from dozens of species arrived at Helios Prime, their ships filling the space around the station that had become the site of the most unlikely military triumph in galactic history. Marcus and Zara maintained their neural bridge, their consciousness still merged as they faced the assembled alien dignitaries. The connection had become natural now, their two minds working as one while retaining their individual personalities. "The Galactic Council demands an explanation," announced Ambassador Cathril, his insectoid frame clicking with agitation. "Mining stations do not defeat Imperial fleets. It is impossible." "Impossible is a human concept," Marcus replied, his voice carrying harmonics from Zara's musical tones. Through their link, he felt her amusement at the ambassador's confusion. "We have recordings," added Counselor Vex, her tentacles writhing with skepticism. "Your station used equipment in ways that violate basic engineering principles. Industrial lasers cannot penetrate military-grade armor. Cargo manipulators cannot function as weapon systems. They can when you stop thinking about what they're designed to do and start thinking about what they can do," Zara responded, her consciousness flowing through Marcus's voice. "Humans excel at improvisation. Zephyrians excel at technical precision. Together, we make the impossible routine. The assembled aliens exchanged glances, their various forms of communication, creating a symphony of confusion and concern. Galactic Council had maintained peace for centuries based on the assumption that certain limits could not be exceeded. "You're suggesting," Ambassador Kethrel said slowly, "that your two species can somehow ... enhance each other's capabilities?" "We're not suggesting it," Marcus said, sharing Zara's technical schematics through their neural link to demonstrate their point. "We're proving it." The implications hit the assembled dignitaries like a physical blow. If humans and Zephyrians could merge their capabilities, what other impossible combinations might exist? What other species might find unexpected synergies? "The Krex Empire will not accept this," Counselor Vex warned. "They view any military advancement as a threat to their expansion. Then they'll have to accept that their expansion is over." Zara replied through their shared consciousness, "Because we're not the only ones who can do this." Marcus felt her excitement as she began transmitting data to the assembled representatives. Through their neural bridge, she was sharing the technical specifications for consciousness merging, adapted for different species combinations. The aquatic dolphins could merge with the silicon-based crystallines, she explained, her 4 arms working to display the calculations. Liquid adaptability combined with structural precision. The avian skyborn could link with the tunneling. Earthkin, aerial perspective merged with underground navigation. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The galaxy's rigid hierarchy of species, based on individual capabilities, was about to be shattered by the concept of synergistic evolution. "This changes everything," Ambassador Kethrel whispered, his compound eyes reflecting the data streams. "If species can merge their strengths ... Huh? The Krex Empire becomes obsolete," Marcus finished. "Brute force loses to creative cooperation." Through their neural link, Marcus and Zara felt the shift in the room's atmosphere. Fear mixed with excitement. As the assembled aliens realized, they were witnessing the birth of a new galactic order. "We need to establish protocols," Counselor Vex said, her tentacles moving with renewed purpose. "If consciousness merging becomes widespread, we need safeguards. Guidelines. We need alliances," Marcus corrected. "The Krex won't accept this peacefully. They'll see it as a threat to their empire." "And we make sure they're right," Zara added, her consciousness flowing with determination. "We make it a threat they can't ignore and can't defeat." The greatest war in galactic history was about to begin, but this time, the good guys had an advantage that no empire could overcome: the power of unity. The new galactic order 6 months after the Battle of Helios Prime, the galaxy had transformed beyond recognition. The neural bridge technology had spread to dozens of species, creating impossible alliances that redefined the meaning of warfare. And cooperation got Marcus, and Zara stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Unity Station, watching as ships from 100 different worlds worked together in perfect harmony. Their own neural bridge had evolved, becoming a permanent connection that allowed them to share thoughts and abilities without conscious effort. "The Krex Empire is mobilizing their entire fleet," Marcus reported, his consciousness processing tactical data from across the galaxy. 1 million ships, heading for the Zephyrian homeworld. "Let them come," Zara replied, her technical expertise flowing through their shared mind. "They still think in terms of individual combat. They don't understand what we've become." Through their neural link, they could feel the connections to other merged pairs across the galaxy. The aquatic dolphins had bonded with the silicon crystallines, creating underwater cities that grew like living organisms. The avian skyborn had linked with the tunneling Earthkin, developing 3-dimensional battle strategies that confused traditional military thinking. "How many confirmed pairs?" Marcus asked, though he already knew the answer through their connection. 47,000 active neural bridges, Zara confirmed, her 4 arms working to coordinate the defense of 12 different star systems simultaneously, each pair representing capabilities that the Krex cannot predict or counter. The final battle began at the edge of Zephyrian space, where the Krex Empire's million-ship armada met the combined forces of the Neural Bridge Alliance. On paper, it should have been no contest. The Krex outnumbered their opponents 10-1, but numbers meant nothing when facing an enemy that fought with merged consciousness. Krex formation pattern Delta 9, Marcus identified, his tactical training meshing with Zara's technical knowledge. They're using their standard overwhelming force strategy. Then we show them why overwhelming force is obsolete, Zara responded, her consciousness reaching out to coordinate with the other merged pairs in the fleet. The battle unfolded like a symphony of impossible tactics. Ships moved in perfect coordination, their crews linked by neural bridges that allowed them to function as single organisms. Weapons systems designed for different species were combined in ways that created entirely new forms of destruction. The dolphin crystalline pairs used their liquid adaptability to flow through enemy formations, while their silicon partners provided structural analysis that turned every Krex ship into a puzzle to be solved and dismantled. The skyborne Earthkin teams attacked from above and below simultaneously, their merged consciousness allowing them to fight in dimensions that the Krex couldn't comprehend. "This is impossible," transmitted Krex Fleet Commander Vorthik, his voice filled with desperation. "Ships don't move like this. Weapons don't work like this." "Welcome to the future," Marcus replied, his voice carrying the harmonics of 47,000 merged pairs, "where cooperation beats conquest every time." The Krex Empire's million-ship armada was defeated not by superior numbers or technology, but by the simple power of unity. Species that had never worked together before fought as one consciousness, their combined abilities creating solutions that no individual species could have achieved. As the surviving Krex ships retreated, Marcus and Zara felt the satisfaction of their success flow through the neural network that now connected hundreds of worlds. "The galaxy will never be the same," Zara said, her consciousness intertwining with Marcus's as they watched the victory celebrations begin across 100 different star systems. "No," Marcus agreed, pulling her close as their neural bridge pulsed with shared joy. "It's going to be better." The age of empire was over. The age of alliance had begun. And at its heart was the simple truth that had started it all. Sometimes the greatest strength comes from offering everything you have to someone who needs it, and discovering that they're willing to do the same for you. The galaxy had learned that when different species merged their strengths, they didn't just become stronger, they became something entirely new. Something that could face any challenge and overcome any obstacle through the power of unified consciousness and shared purpose. The future belonged to those who chose cooperation over conquest, unity over domination, and love over fear.